So now that we have a plan and some background knowledge about how mapmaking works, let's install UDK. In this video, we are going to get set up with all the tools we need to make Rocket League maps, also including Blender, which we will use to make 3D models. Our first stop will be GitHub, where you can find a number of useful tools for Rocket League mapmaking. There will be a link below the video, but the URL is github.com/Rocket League mapmaking. Click over to repositories, and we'll find the UDK-RL setup repository. This page has a very short guide on how to get UDK set up, but we will go through everything in this video anyway. Go ahead and click Code, Download Zip. Once that downloads, go ahead and find it in your Downloads directory or wherever these files go. For this video, I'm just going to do the whole installation from my Downloads folder, but if you want to move this to a different location, that's totally fine too. We need to unzip this. Whatever unzip tool you use is fine. And then we'll go into the folder itself. And because we downloaded from GitHub this way, there's actually a folder inside the folder. We'll go one layer deeper. Here you should see the UDK-RL setup script, a .bat file, a README, some Git files, and then a folder called goodies, which will help us get set up. If you don't already have this enabled, I really encourage you to go to View, Show, and enable file name extensions. That'll just show these .bat or .md extensions on the end of each file, and it'll generally help us out when we are deeper into the mapmaking process. So now we are ready to install UDK. Go ahead and just double-click UDK-RL setup.bat. This will create a pop-up window, and at this point we just have to follow the instructions in this window. You can stop this at any point simply by closing the window, but I encourage you to follow it all the way through if you actually want to make maps. Press any key to continue. You have UDK installed. If for some reason you do already have it installed, go ahead and press yes, and then follow the steps from there. I'll be installing this from scratch, so I do not have it installed. I'm going to press N, enter. I don't have the UDK installer. Would you like to download it? Yes. This will take me to a web page, and I promise this is trustworthy. This is on my own personal Google Drive page. I'm going to download this installer, and I have to click download anyway. This is a 2 GB download, so it's a bit hefty. We will have to wait for that to finish, and then we'll continue. Once that finishes downloading, we can see that the script is asking us to move that installer into the same folder as the script itself. To do this, I just have to drag and drop it from downloads into this UDK-RL setup master folder. Let's return to the script and press any key to continue. The script should start the installer automatically for you. It will also give us a bit of helpful information to navigate this installer correctly and make sure that we set up everything properly. You're welcome to read the full license terms if you want, but I'm just going to hit I accept. Next, the script is telling us to select an empty game, since the UT sample game will kind of break things for Rocket League. Next. For the project name, you must type a project name with no spaces. What I like naming things is RLMM, for Rocket League Mapmaking. You're welcome to leave it custom or pick another name, just as long as it has no spaces. Also double check that the project name matches the install location. Once that looks good, press install. This process will take a few minutes, and will continue once it wraps up. Once UDK finishes installing, it'll offer us a few extra things which we should ignore. From here, we are going to launch UDK and then return to the script. Once UDK is fully open, we'll return to the script and press any key to continue. This will actually close UDK and continue to download some pieces that we need to add to UDK. First up are the dummy classes which are things like boost pads, goals, cars, and really all of the special things that make Rocket League Rocket League. Next, it will download the dummy assets. This download will probably take several minutes, but that's okay, since what we're doing is effectively downloading every single model and piece in the entire game. This will help us build maps using pieces that Psyonix has already created, which will greatly streamline our process and make our maps feel like they fit a little better in the actual game. There will be a video in a later module that goes into these in much more depth, but we'll use them starting in Module 2. If at any point during the download you run into an error like I did, the script should open the actual GitHub page in your browser. It should take you to Rocket League Mapmaking, RL Not So Dummy Assets. Go ahead and manually download this using code and download zip, just like before. This is about a 6.5 gigabyte download, so please be patient. When the download does finally finish, you'll find it in the same downloads folder as before, so please drag and drop that into the script folder, just like before, and then we are going to extract to this location again. The extraction process is also going to take a while, so once this completes, we'll hop back over to the script. Now that the script has everything it needs, we should be able to continue. The script is now going to copy these assets into the UDK folders so that we can use them while building our maps. Next, the script is asking if we have the game on Steam or Epic, and all that it will do with this is create a couple of extra helpful links if we're on Steam. I own it on Steam, so I'm going to type S, enter. Now I need to start Rocket League before continuing, because it is going to find the install location of Rocket League. Once Rocket League has launched, we're going to return to the script and continue. From the main menu, you can escape Rocket League by pressing the Windows key on your keyboard, and then going back to the script. Continuing should close Rocket League. What the script will now do is create a few helpful links between the different folders that we are going to operate in. It is also going to create another batch script called Utopia Overwrite, which will actually have basically its own video in Module 1. If you own the game on Steam, it's now going to ask you if you would like to download a utility called Steam Command, which we use for uploading maps. If you own the game on Epic, feel free to skip this, or if you own the game on Steam but have no plans of using the Steam Workshop, also feel free to skip this. I'm going to download it, and this will also take us again to a website, which is a guide that I wrote many years ago showing how to use Steam Command. For now, let's minimize this and return to the script. It's going to create a few more helpful things, including a backup of a map that we are going to replace, as well as copying in the templates that we are going to use inside UDK. After that, there should be a pop-up window that appears. This is UDK recompiling, or preparing itself for us to use it. The bottom line needs to read success, 0 errors. There will be a large number of warnings, but we can ignore those for now. Once that completes, close this window, and we're ready to go. After UDK opens, we can return to the script, and pressing continue one more time should close the window. For now, we're also going to close UDK, but we'll come back to it in Module 1 to make sure everything was set up correctly. So now we'll head over to blender.org, which is the home of the Blender 3D Creation Suite. You can find a simple download link on the main page, and download the program there. Once this installer is downloaded, we'll run it. This one will be a much simpler process than installing UDK, as you can basically just follow the steps without any of my guidance. And really the only other tool you're going to need for making maps is some sort of a photo editor. So if you already have Photoshop, if you are comfortable using a program like GIMP, or one of my favorites is a program called Paint.net. We'll have links to all these below. That's the only other piece you will need. If you hit any difficulties or you feel like there was something left out of this installation video, please reach out or leave a comment below and we'll try to get back to you. If everything worked great, let's hop into the next module and start making maps. Congratulations on completing the first module of Lethamyr's Ultimate Mapmaking course. If you're ready to dive deeper and make your very own custom maps, head over to the Skillquest site using the link below for full access to the entire second module. I can't wait to see Leth play on your maps.